Hello, this is Frankly Tarot, and we are going to do another video, of course. Before we start, I just want to say that I'm going to change the name of my channel soon to Almanac of Dreams. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to do other topics beyond tarot. I have a lot of interests. I'm a very creative person. Anyway. Today I have a technique that I'd like to share that I kind of adapted from a book by Jodorowsky on Marseille Tarot. And what he suggests is that you take your deck, you shuffle it up, and then you lay out, you pull a card. And this is your question. You'll pull this card and you'll look at it and you'll kind of find your question or pull your question from this card, and then the next card answers the question. Two card reading. And what I did, or what I've been doing, is using this technique with two decks. For instance, this is my good old Rider-Waite, and then I might take something like this, which is my Tarot of the Master. And the Tarot of the Master is a different style. Shuffle them all up. We have some green going here. Question. So this is Temperance. And for Temperance, my question might be, what do I have or what do I need to give? This is very intuitive, and the reason I think I'm coming up with that is because she is giving the water from one vessel to the other. And the answer is my sunny, cheerful personality. And then, so for an answer, I'm actually going to go in depth and be a little serious here. I'm going to say is that what I have to give is the best parts of myself. The parts of myself that I have cultivated over my life, the parts of myself that I feel ready to give. Now, the thing about this technique is that it can go in deep. And what I've been doing is kind of sitting down and doing 3 or 4 of these. And by the time I get to the last one, by the time I get to the 3rd or 4th, the question and answer really start to go deep. And it's a great journaling exercise, I've found. Now, what makes this fun and or interesting is to use decks that are very different from each other. These two decks I think are pretty different, but they're fairly, I would say that the Rider-Waite is a balanced deck, and I would say that this one, I've always found this one to be on the cheerful side, mainly because of the colors. And you know, what the heck? Even the devil is a little bit humorous, I think, the way he's yelling at his own tail. So that's a death card. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of a cheerful aspect to it. Okay, now, so I might take something like this, like the Tarot of the Master, and pair it with something like the Dark Mansion, which is not cheerful. So let's go with that. I don't think I did too much. Okay. So we'll use the Tarot of the Master again for our question. A little shuffling. Amore, love. How can I best show love to the people I do actually love? And then we're going to do the Dark Mansion. We'll see what we get with that. Well, not too bad. 9 of Pentacles. Again, I feel like this is talking about giving the best of yourself, giving what you cherish or what you're proud of about yourself to other people, to the people you love. Also, by the way, take from these quick little question answer readings what you need and what what works for you. Let's do some more. My latest acquisition is the Dreaming Way Tarot, or Dreaming Way Tarot by Rome Choi. That's that one. I haven't worked with it a lot, but I sort of, again, I find it sort of a whimsical, playful deck. And I may change my mind as I work with it more. But let's pair it. Let's pair it with the Wild Unknown. I can see how they're related, because it seems like the Wild Unknown is, you know, nature-based and a little wild, and also this one is a little, has that kind of wild feeling, untamed feeling, I think. So we'll use the Wild Unknown to ask our question, or to find our question. This is the Nine of Cups. What am I really looking for? Page of Pentacles, a good book to read. I like to read stuff literally sometimes. What am I looking for? A good book to read. I really am looking for good books to read, and I've had a hard time lately finding books that really hold my interest throughout the whole thing. Let's do the Sasuraibito and the Charmin Caselli. The Charmin Caselli is pretty much a direct clone of the Rider-Waite. I'm going to use this for the question and Sasuraibito for the answer. I should have unboxed these before I started, but here we are. I kind of like it when I have all my decks out. They're unboxed. They're talking to each other. All right, the Charmin Caselli for our question. Find our question. Eight of Pentacles. How is work going? How's the job going? The job, or the work with a capital W. How's it going? Judgment. This is kind of interesting because the question shows someone who's outside and doing physical work, and the answer shows us someone, a very inner type image, an inner type card, a major arcana. So the question is, how's work going? How's the job going? And the answer is, we're still just kind of finding our way. We're still figuring out how and what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to do it. We're figuring out what we're doing and how we're supposed to do it. The Judgment, even though it's a major arcana, kind of is telling us that we're not a master yet of what we're doing, of our job, of our work. I'm reading just the image, not the more typical or accepted meanings. I'm really liking the Sasuraibito Tarot, although in a lot of ways, like the Judgment card, a lot of times I feel in the Nine of Cups in this one, feel like it's best read more in an oracle way, with that kind of pulling ideas from the image. You know, there's not a ton of symbolism here. Okay, let's do some more. Why don't we pair the Sasuraibito with good old Rider-Waite? And this time the Sasuraibito can be our question. We'll pull our question from this one. Five of Pentacles. How does your garden grow? So I would say for the question for this Five of Pentacles is, how do we regrow ourselves after a winter? And I mean a metaphorical winter. I mean in the northern hemisphere and in places, cold places like where I live, we're starting to come into spring. We've had a few nice days of fake spring. We're going to move back into March next week. But how do we how do we regrow ourselves? How do we get ourselves to spring back from our metaphorical winter? I'm not going to do that because I need to shuffle. So how do we come back, regrow from our emotional or metaphysical or metaphorical spiritual winter? Two of Pentacles, and I'm going to read it literally and say, go out and play. Go and play. Maybe start to, if you have a beach or a body of water near you, go for a walk along that beach. Where I live near a lake, and it's way too cold to go swimming, although a friend of mine did hop in a few days ago. But yeah, go take a walk on the beach. Maybe do something a little silly, like try to juggle with the big rubber band around whatever you're juggling. Yep, go out and play. That's how we regrow from our winter. I feel like this past winter has been a year long. It kind of has been. Let's do Dreaming Way. This time let's do the question and the answer from the same deck. The Dreaming Way. First card is the question. Second card is the answer. Upside down. Judgment. What kind of music is going to be helpful for me? What kind of music do I need to find and listen to? Do I need to listen to more music? Justice. We've had judgment a couple of times, and now we have justice. Justice, our answer is whatever type of music or sounds you are going to be listening to, do so consciously, do so fairly, do so critically. So maybe it's time to start listening to music, and I would say even looking, any kind of art that you might be consuming, reading, looking at paintings, photographs, listening to music, watching movies. Do so critically. What in this particular piece of creation is going to work for you, and what doesn't make any sense? And I think that part of what these two cards together are telling us is that we need to learn to listen and absorb ideas from people and things that we don't quite even agree with. I think it's a good lesson for me. When I was younger, I was always really good about realizing that whoever I ran into had something to teach me. And lately, in the last few years, I don't feel that way, or I don't remember that. And I think that these two cards are a good reminder that everyone you run into, not just in person, but tooling around on YouTube or Instagram or whatever you're doing, everyone has something that you can learn. It might not be, wouldn't say you're going to accept everyone's ideas or advice, but there's something in there that you can learn either about yourself or that other person or the world around you. There's something to be had. Whatever music, art, creation you're looking at or listening to. We're going to do one more, last one. And I hope you use this technique and let me know if it works for you or how you've adapted it for yourself. I'm sort of amazed lately that at how creative the tarot world is these days. Maybe it's always been that and I've never really noticed it before. All right, what two shall we use? Let's go with the Dark Mansion again. Dark Mansion. And what else? Let's go with the Sasuraibito. And we'll use the Dark Mansion for our question. Before I go any further, I want to emphasize that, I have my decks here, and some of these decks are on the pricey side. But if you have one deck to your name, you can do that. You can read the tarot, you can do these techniques. If you have 2 decks to your name, you can. If you have 100. If you have a pack of playing cards, you can do these techniques. You do not need a large collection to be a tarotist. Just acquire as you really need to and can afford to. It can be expensive. Okay, what is our question, Dark Mansion? Three of Pentacles. Who am I really working with? Who is really on my team? Who am I really working with, and who is really on my team? The Lovers. You're gonna know. It will be obvious who is really working with you and who is not working with you. And you need to look for the people, or even the person, who can work and be on your team, and with whom you can work in such a seamless way. This is not a romantic, I mean, it could be, but not necessarily or specifically a romantic answer. This could really be referring to your workplace. This could be referring to a business idea or a creative idea, or a sibling that you find yourselves working really well together, even if it's just working out your problems. Who is really on your team? And the answer is, you're going to know. You'll know. Okay. That's it for today. Again, let me know if this seems like a good technique that you might use for yourself. I urge you to try it. I found that doing it really quickly, doing a few really quickly, just coming up with a question, coming up with an answer, leads deep. It turns into a very intense experience. So that is it. Like, subscribe, etc. That's right. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.